Hey guys, Eric Sue here. So I just wanted to quickly go over seedling growing and give you guys an insight as to what I do to get the best results. So let's take a closer look right now. All right, you guys, so I got my seedling tray here. I got a little water in here as well, as you can see. First thing I want to talk about is these seedlings. And specifically, I cut these Rockwool pieces into squares. And I know you guys get a sheet, a bigger sheet like this, and they come in like 90 or something like that. But usually I get enough to fill this is about 21 Rockwools, and I cut them up so that when I transplant into the tower garden, it's much easier than after when the seedlings grow, than trying to cut through all the stems and whatnot. And so that's what I do. Now these right here are just actually a few days old, maybe 1 day actually. And so you'll notice, I'll get a close up here, the Rockwool that's on top. I don't put a lot of Rockwool in here, or I'm sorry, vermiculite on top here. I don't put a lot of vermiculite in here. I just put enough just to cover it, and then let it let the seeds germinate. And then this process, where I put this seedling tray is in the dark. So you may see in the booklet or something that it says to put this seedling tray in the dark. I don't do that to let the germination process happen. And so this tray, I have it in the dark right now. And I let it germinate for about 4 to 7 days until I starting to see some sprouts. I'll put an image of what I'm talking about up so that you can see what I'm talking about. And I try to get these seedlings to grow a few inches and have roots underneath, okay? And so that's a good sign. Usually that takes anywhere from 3 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, depending on the seed you're growing. And so I will let that process happen, and then I would water this every other day almost, just as the water evaporates or gets used, and I just water a little bit on the top of these seedlings every other day, like I said. Okay, so to summarize, number one, as far as water goes, I don't put too much in here, as you could probably tell, just until like the top of this, or actually if you could see here, I don't fill it more than halfway of the seedling cube, so maybe a quarter of the seedling is covered with water, and so that you don't over water the seedlings. Number two, I cut these Rockwool pieces up so that when I transplant, it's easier to transplant. It's easier at that end process 3 weeks from this point. And so number three, I put vermiculite on here, not a lot of vermiculite. Number four, I put this seedling tray in the dark to let the seeds germinate. It takes about 4 to 7 days, overall about 3 weeks, so that you start seeing roots on the bottom. And these seedlings probably, I don't know, maybe we'll call it 3 inches tall, something like that. What I didn't mention is once I do see those the sprouts of the seeds, I do transfer these seedlings into the light, tower garden lights, or direct sunlight, whichever works best for you. Since I'm growing indoors, I pretty much put these under the tower garden lights. I put a picture of some seedlings that I've grown in the past in that underneath the tower garden lights, so that you can see what I'm talking about. And so I think I mentioned everything for how I start my seedlings. So I hope that helps you guys out with growing your seedlings, where to start them, how much water to use, how to use the vermiculite, and getting the best results. Okay, so if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me, and I'll be happy to clarify anything that I didn't mention today. Thanks.